The federal government announced earlier this week that they are canceling a nearly $1 billion contract to develop a vaccine to protect people against flu viruses that could cause the next pandemic, including a vaccine for the bird flu virus that has been spreading across America and has already infected dozens of humans. That's done. They're not going to be doing that. We're not going to get those advanced vaccines. So here comes the next pandemic, I guess. Everyone buckle up. And here's what they said as they announced this. This is HHS Communications Director Andrew Nixon, who of course works for RFK Jr. Says after a rigorous review, I bet, we concluded that continued investment in Moderna's H5N1 mRNA vaccine was not scientifically or ethically justifiable. This is not simply about efficacy. It's about safety, integrity, and trust. The reality is that mRNA technology remains under-tested, and we are not gonna spend taxpayer dollars repeating the mistakes of the last administration, which concealed legitimate safety concerns from the public. So yeah, this is just COVID nonsense. That's all it is. That wasn't an actual vaccine. It killed 1 million people. So we're not gonna do vaccines anymore. We're not gonna fund that. And so we're gonna lower the shields of the country against the next pandemic. And when it starts to rampage across America, they'll weather that storm the way they did the last one they were responsible for. The media will tell people that efforts to stop the spread of the disease is worse than the disease itself. They'll pretend that it's all Bill Gates's fault. It's something to do with, I don't know, cell phones. Lots of people get sick, lots of people will die. None of them will lose their jobs or their freedom for advocating for this sort of thing. And this is only exactly what we feared would happen under RFK Jr. He hasn't yet totally pulled the COVID vaccine, although we're gonna give you updates on that. But he has preemptively, effectively banned the vaccine. We're not gonna have it because of RFK Jr. And so for all of you out there watching this, who maybe you were called like you're conspiracy theorists or you're being hyperbolic, that's not fair. RFK Jr. doesn't hate vaccines. Well, again, don't pay attention to the notes, as Tory says, pay attention to the votes or what they say or do. I don't know, I'm really straining to the breaking point or metaphor there, but Tory, it all sucks. What do you think?
First of all, it all sucks is a great other bumper sticker, but thank you for using my don't look at their notes, look at the votes.
I wanna make that bumper sticker, it all sucks.
Dude, like it all sucks, just a shirt. I do wanna say this, vaccine, according to RFK Jr. and is a boogie word, is a scary word. The word vaccine is terrifying. And I wanna compare it to, and I wonder what you think, John, to the word woke. It's almost as weaponized to them as the word woke. It cannot be part of their campaign. It cannot be part of the administration because so many people voted for the RFKs or really the Trumps based on that vaccine fear, which is completely scientifically irrational. So it isn't a surprise to me. I've studied RFK Jr. I know the family's take on this. I know how much he really distrusts vaccines but doesn't want to say it. Well, look at what's happening, okay? So we've seen measles happen. We've seen the growth of that. And now we're gonna dismiss the bird flu. And I wanna bring people to the awareness that the bird flu is coming. It's here. It will maybe be transferred to other animals, stuff like domestic pets. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm simply saying scientifically, this is what might happen. Now, go back to 2016, okay? Obama leaves Trump what? One playbook. In all of the world, he could have left a playbook on. What does he leave Trump with? At the Oval Office on the Resolute desk, it's called the pandemic playbook. And it was there in case something like the virus happens. And they tossed it. They just didn't think it was worth it. This is playing all over again, right? We see bird flu coming. We see the science. We see people with farms with birds dying by the thousands. And yet, the word vaccine, the threat of the vaccine is so scary to RFK, he's willing to hold us hostage to not have that. Millions will get hurt by this. I'm just letting you know that this is scary. This scares me. This really, really scares me as someone who comes from a mother with chronic illness, with an IV that saved her life, an infusion, an enzyme. The idea of anti-science, of going against that, comes strongly from Trump in 2016. And really, we're seeing the heart of RFK Jr. here. This is why his family, Caroline Kennedy, the best of them, they all have banded together and say, this is dangerous. We're not for him. So
Yeah.
to me, this vaccine is like woke and they just won't touch it and millions will die. That's what I fear.
Yeah. Yeah, and why? Let's say that it happens, and they're just as bad, and as many people get sick. Why would they care? It didn't hurt their political movement the last time they failed. The greatest failure of the U.S. government in living memory, and he still got reelected.
You're absolutely right.
He just announced in speech after speech, stop the testing. I don't care. Right. We're just not gonna do anything. People gonna get sick, it doesn't matter. And people were basically cheering on the virus.
You're right.
And so why would they care at this point? And by the way, these people say that they alone can save you. They want to spend 150 billion more on the military than they already were, because we need to protect you. We need to put hundreds of billions into securing the border because we need to protect you against fictional, I'm not gonna swear, triple hockey sticks, okay? That's or whatever. Against fictional nonsense. We just came out of a pandemic.
Agreed.
Maybe we can spend a tiny, minuscule fraction of as much as we'll spend fighting goblins and trolls to protect us preemptively against the next actual threat to American lives. But no, they only ever shadow box with imagined demons. They never protect you against the things that are actually taking American lives.
Amen.
And so we had a bunch of experts saying how dangerous this is, how political it is. Obviously it is. And just I'm gonna quickly run through a few things before we break. RFK Jr. Announced they're not recommending the COVID vaccine for healthy kids or healthy pregnant women. I mean, they're healthy now. Why should they stay healthy? Just let them get sick, whatever, and then spread it to people. Kennedy also told parents to do your own research on vaccines.
Oh my God.
Don't trust the experts, you do the research. He's also threatening to ban federal scientists from publishing their research in top journals. He says all of that, the New England Journal of Medicine, the Lancet, they're all corrupt. No, they're gonna do their own medical journal that the Trump administration will control. That one won't be corrupt or biased. And by the way, more news coming out. Young scientists are saying that they might have to abandon their research because career options are shrinking because they've cut so much money going to scientific research. And they did that across the government. And obviously now they're threatening funding at universities as well, pulling all the funding for Harvard and everything. Remember, if you have politically incorrect views and you're at a university, the whole university needs to be nuked from orbit. And so
it's gone, right?
This is what we get. It's RFK Jr.
You're right. It's anti-science. It's just what scares me is that our country's okay with it. When we were moving so well, and you're right, they reelected him. This terrifies me. Yeah.
So on the plus side though, Canada is gonna cull 400 ostriches and RFK Jr. wants to import them. I'm sure he's gonna say it's to save their lives, but I think he's just got like a barbecue planned or something. I think he's gonna eat those birds.
He's gonna put them on their roof. And also, isn't he the ostrich? Like, sorry to be so bird punny, but like putting his head in the sand when this is actually coming.
There we go. Let's end with that pun.